Hello everyone. Definitely we're talking about Moises Caicedo. A lot of information about Moises Caicedo. Great news about Moises Caicedo and his move to the club Chelsea. Moises Caicedo has told Brighton and Hove, I want to play for the club Chelsea. That's a very interesting news. Also, Dusan Vlahovic's deal is definitely one that is really getting very closer every other day. Romelu Lukaku, Chelsea saying goodbye to Romelu Lukaku. Finally, Chelsea's getting rid of Lukaku, and a replacement is definitely already in the picture with a cash and player swap deal. That's how I should really call it, really. Anyway, we're going to be talking about quite a lot. A lot has definitely been happening. There is also Mohamed Kudus to talk about. So you do not need to walk away or move to the next video until you finish this very one, because it's going to be a broad one talking about this and that. But mainly, we're talking about Moises Caicedo. A lot of information is out there, and good news is that Moises Caicedo definitely wants to play for the club Chelsea, and he's told the club Brighton and Hove, who've really hiked and they've hiked his price to £100 million with Chelsea going on and putting in a few bids, and all these bids being rejected. Chelsea are now set to put in an improved bid. All this we're definitely going to be talk about it. Anyway, happy days for the club Chelsea. I've not said hello to you, have I? Hello everyone, and thank you for being part of the Chelsea chapter. And please subscribe and ring that notification bell, such you do not miss it on whatever I've got to bring, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Chelsea related right about here, the Chelsea chapter, with me, your very host, Abu KALS. And do not forget that Levi Colwill is also another football star that has signed for the club Chelsea. He's extended his stay, with the fact that a number of clubs have been interested in him. Brighton definitely wanted him because he was on a loan to Brighton, and at this moment in time Brighton were looking at buying him on permanent deal. But the club Chelsea said, no way, no chance. We need the football player. He is one of the next generation right over here at the club Chelsea. My name is Abu KALS, if you didn't know my name, and if you are new to the channel, thank you for being part of the Chelsea chapter. So let's get properly into this. Let's talk about this and see exactly what is happening. So we'll be putting out that Moises Caicedo has been a big link for the club Chelsea for some time, and at this time Chelsea has tried to make sure that they can get an improved bid for the football player, with 3 bids being rejected. The last bid was £70 million. It was rejected. And now, was the last bid £70 million? I think so. Let me check. Let's check Chelsea bid for Brighton and Hove Caicedo. Oh. Yeah, it was £70 million. That was the last bid. The most recent bid is £70 million. So Chelsea have had an offer of £80 million, which is £102 million for Moises Caicedo, rejected by Brighton and Hove. £80 million. Oh, whoa. £80 million. And that's from ESPN. Yeah, I don't know, for some reason I forgot. So rejecting £80 million really for Moises Caicedo. What is Brighton all about? What's all this about? But it is reportedly said that Chelsea are really getting an improved bid, trying to get an improved bid for Moises Caicedo. But that's a lot of money, you know. They valued him at £100 million. And Chelsea put in a few bids, and all these bids were rejected. That's why I couldn't even take count of the bid, the current bid that Chelsea was on, because it's been bid after bid, all these bids being rejected. So the fact that Chelsea went on and even reached to 80 million for the football player. Definitely, that's crazy, amazing. Loads of money in transfers, but after Declan Rice moved to Arsenal at 102 million pound, really Brighton and Hove was like, these football players are definitely almost the same quality. There is no way Chelsea is going to take the football player at 70 million pound, 60 million pound that Chelsea's first put in the first bid. So it's quite crazy. Chelsea is still saying that Moises Caicedo, you're definitely getting to the club Chelsea by fair means or foul. And an improved bid is being prepared, and we should anticipate a bid since an 80 million pound bid was rejected. We should anticipate a bid that is in the region of 85 to 90. And I don't see really Chelsea going to stretching to 100. But I can see Chelsea really doing quite well and putting in a 90 million pound bid, but it won't stretch to 100. So from different sources, again, we definitely know that Chelsea is trying its level best to put in another bid, sign the football player on a very long contract, could probably be a 7 or 8, actually starting from 6 to 8 years. That's the deal that could definitely be signed. So let's hope really everything keeps on moving on quite well for the club Chelsea, as we definitely are going to be looking at a few things happening with the club Chelsea. Let us know where you're watching from, which part of the world you're definitely watching from. And again, there is this Dusan Vlahovic deal to talk about. So it's a player and cash deal. With Lukaku, Lukaku is up for sale. He's on the transfer market, and Inter Milan could not have him, and Juventus entered into this, and Juventus say, if you need the football player, Dusan Vlahovic, we can do a deal. Play and cash. I can take you can give me a bit of cash and give me Romelu Lukaku. I'll be free with that. But remember that Lukaku is not as expensive as Dusan Vlahovic. That's why we're definitely going to be seeing a big amount of money in a football player. So if Lukaku goes to Juventus, we could see Lukaku in something like 37 million pound, because that's what was in the papers. So it's quite big money, I must say. But Lukaku hasn't impressed in the Premier League, and Lukaku knows that the Premier League is not meant for him, and that's why he's trying to avoid any move in the Premier League. And at first we thought, because Mauricio Pochettino wrote to him and directed him to get back to the club, and we thought possibly there was a chance of him playing for Chelsea next season. But all this was grounded. All this did not happen, and all this definitely is not going to happen. The current manager of Chelsea has no plans of playing him whatsoever. He has plans of selling him and getting another football player. So Mauricio Pochettino is not going to work with him, despite the fact that he's already at Chelsea and in private. He's in private training. He's not training with the main team, and neither did he go for international football. So he wasn't part of the US tour. And the fact that anyway Chelsea has already capped in. Chelsea has already got a very good, has already won the Premier League series, really. We could definitely be seeing an improved Chelsea. It's a club to watch this coming season. The coming season is going to be one of the best seasons that the Premier League has had. Strictly competitive, very competitive. When you see football players that clubs have really bought, apart from Manchester City, that is quite comfortable with what they've got, and they've got class, that's undoubted. But look at Arsenal, look at Manchester United, look at Chelsea. All these clubs have shopped very well, very good football players in there. So we definitely are going to be seeing a very good and wonderful season this coming season. If Chelsea go on, and already Chelsea has got Christopher Nkunku, there is Nicholas Jackson, there is this young lad from, is he from Brazil? Yeah, he's from Brazil. What's Angelo Gabriel? There's Angelo Gabriel, you know. And now, Chelsea is still saying Moises Caicedo must sign and Dusan Vlahovic must sign. All these football players really are getting into a club, Chelsea. Now, the number one spot is going to be fought for. It's going to be tough competition this coming season. Remember, it's starting soon, just a few days to go, possibly 9 days, not very many days until the season really begins. Premier League football is definitely going to begin. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a very brilliant one. It's going to be a very good move for the club. Chelsea to get one of the two football players, if not both. As Moises Caicedo put it straight to Brighton and Hove that he is into a move to the club Chelsea. He's not interested in staying at the club Brighton. That's a bonus for the club Chelsea, and I think Chelsea should definitely be jubilating about this. Otherwise, thank you for being part of the Chelsea chapter, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever I've got to bring to you, as long as it's sports and as long as it's Chelsea related, right about here at the Chelsea chapter. With me, I am your very host, Abu KALS. I tell thank you and goodbye for now.